Yo, Chushi-sama here again with another review video, and today we're going to be talking about Boruto. So honestly Boruto has really been picking up the slack. Like, the whole battle with Ishiki and Boruto and Kawaki and everyone has been phenomenal. Like, bro, QB, our boy, the Nine-Tail, he's gone. Like, what? It's been crazy. Very impactful moment. Like, our boy Naruto has been nerfed, our boy Sasuke has been nerfed, and going forward, like, they're pretty much just regular guys. They're pretty much how they started out before they got really busted overpowered techniques. And just like, I'm really looking forward for that, because as we know, like, Naruto has been using the Nine-Tail for however long, and Sasuke is like just busted with his Rinnegan. So now that they're both kind of just dumbed down to like regular mode, it's going to be pretty interesting seeing how things are going to go forward. But this is not what the video is going to be about. Today we're actually going to be talking about the chunning exams, the second chunning exams. So honestly, the chunning exams has been I could say a bit of salt, pepper, and sugar. It has a bit of salt where it's like, this part is just bland. It has the sugar where it's just like, bro, this is sweet. And it also has like the pepper where it's like, bruh, this is actually some hot stuff right now. And it's just been like a whole mix of taste and feelings, honestly. And so the beginning, how they introduced the whole chunning exams, I kind of liked it because it's right after the whole battle with Ishiki, Momoshiki, Boruto, Kawaki, and all these guys. Like, it literally happened right after this big chaos. So right now is going to be like a time of just like gathering information and just pretty much preparing all the plot points moving forward. And as we know, like, Ishiki has his other Kara members there, and that dude, I think his name is Code, if I'm not wrong. Code is like in the background just like plotting and whatever, so he's in the background right now. We have the doctor dude, the scientist dude, he is in the hidden leaf right now, pretty much just like doing his thing. And we have just Boruto and Sasuke and Kawaki pretty much just prepping until Code makes his next move, or I should say Kara makes his next move. But yeah, so now that all that is like in play and is like sitting, they decided to initiate the chunning exams, which is pretty clever if you ask me. Filler or not filler, it's really clever to incorporate the chunning exams into the story at this point. And the chunning exams has been, well, let's just start with the Forest of Death. So the way how they brought in the Forest of Death was it was kind of to me, it was just like, hey guys, we're having the chunning exams, alright, Forest of Death, yeah. And then we're looking at it, and like the whole introduction to the Forest of Death wasn't as epic as like the original introduction, because if you guys remember, like in Naruto, we had a whole build up to the Forest of Death. Like, we had the pre-test chunning exams where we had the written tests, and then we had the actual Genins going into the Forest of Death. And building up to all of that, we got introduced to so much interesting characters, such as like Gaara, the Sound Ninjas, Rock Lee, Neji, and all of these guys. But like in Boruto, we're just introduced to a filler character who we're never going to see again. And literally, that guy's purpose was just to sabotage Boruto. And that's it. Like, he had no purpose. We're never going to see the guy again. Like, after that moment, like after that whole Force of Death moment, when they went in there and came out, we're never going to see that character again. I don't even know how he looks, literally. But yeah, the chunning exams or the Force of Death it wasn't great. Like, it was actually pretty trash to me, if you ask me. The build up, like before they went into the forest, we had a couple of characters like getting eaten by snakes and stuff, but like it was just like cameos. It was just like a cameo of how dangerous the forest could be, but it never really showcased like the dangers, like what happened to the snakes and stuff like that, you know. Given the snakes in the original chunning exam was probably Orochimaru's snakes, and Orochimaru is not there anymore, but even so they still showed snakes, but these snakes were tiny. Anywho, moving onwards after the Forest of Death, we were then introduced to like the juicy parts, which is the actual combat parts of the chunning exams. And I really liked how they did this actually, because we had like a whole training arc, like 1-2 episodes of just like build up for all the characters to pretty much like show face, show their ambitions, and pretty much just like talk trash to each other before the actual fights, like how they do in real boxing. And I really appreciate those moments because the art was really beautiful. Like I remember when I seen Sarada go and see Chocho training the forest, bro, the art in these episodes were spectacular. The lighting, oh my gosh, bro, it was amazing. I have licking all my fingers. It was just sweet, and that's what I meant by like sweet. It was just sweet. And the salt was pretty much the forest of death. And we got to see like a lot of the characters just kind of training off screen and on screen. Also too, since this was like filler, I didn't really expect them to really advance certain characters as chunings, such as Boruto. And I feel like what they did throughout the whole chunning exams, they're trying to like stop Boruto from participating in it. Cool, no real complaints there. But when we actually like got into the combat now, Hoki, my boy, oh my gosh. So we've been introduced to this Kakashi looking dude. This Kakashi looking dude has been one of my favorite characters since they showed like all of the students in Boruto's classroom, because he looks like Kakashi and like he has no real purpose to the story. He's pretty much like Shino back in the original Naruto, where it's like he's there but like he's not serving no purpose. He's just breathing air. But we were also given like filler episodes to build on him, which I really do appreciate, like him and his whole crew. And in this actual battle now, this combat, yo, Hoki versus Inojin, fam, the battle opened up really just like ambiguous, or just like you didn't really know what was going to happen. We know nothing about Hoki, but we do know Inojin. And Inojin, of course, decided to like do the whole battle long range style, and like as he was launching all of his long range ninjutsus, Hoki was just there kind of like watching and like preparing his next move. And the way how like Hoki was like watching Inojin at the time, in my head I'm like, is this guy like spacing out? Is he not gonna fight? Like what is he gonna do? And then out of nowhere this guy just does all of his hand signs and does an earth style jutsus and rearranges the whole terrain. Bro, that's genius, fam. This guy was able to block out all of Inojin's sight, all of his pretty much aerial capabilities in long range, by creating like a forest like area. And as you know, like forest type areas, it really helps with being like hidden and just like hiding in general. If you guys remember the battle with Neji versus Kidomaru, that was like a forest area, and we had characters using the forest to their advantage by hiding and like concealing their abilities. So this is what Hoki did. He created the forest area, and the battle from there, it was just like really interesting, because from there it was pretty much like Hoki making the moves, and he was putting Inojin like under pressure by applying different techniques and strategies on him, and just really like following him around and just like memorizing the whole terrain. And by memorizing it, it really helped him like outmaneuver Inojin, to the point he was able to kind of corner him and just pressure him with a barrage of attacks, which forced Inojin to hide. It was really cool, because it was like, as you know, like Boruto and Naruto in general, you try to like do an attack on an attack, and like you want to hide your attacks and have a hidden attack. And what they say is like find the hidden message within the hidden message. And that's what we had Hoki kind of do. where it was like, okay, I know you're a long range person, and I know that you want to do certain things, so I'm going to stop you from doing all these things. I'm going to memorize the terrain, I'm going to corner you. And then we had Inojin on the defensive, where it was he had to now figure out what Hoki was going to do, like what was his plan. Now that Inojin's cornered, you know, you have to figure out what to do next, and what he decided to resort to was mind transfer jutsu. And what I liked about this was that since Inojin was injured from the shurikens, he tried to use the blood as bait to lure Hoki in so he could catch him with mind transfer jutsu. And my boy almost caught him. As I said, the message behind the message, Hoki was able to pretty much outplay Inojin on experience. Literally, he got caught by the mind transfer jutsu, but he was able to resist it by using abilities that he was taught in the Anbu Black Ops. And I really like how they did that, because we got information about Hoki, his squad's in the Anbu Black Ops, and they've been doing rigorous training non-stop. So it's really cool at the fact that we were able to see this character actually like play. And same with Inojin, we got to see him actually fight too. So that was the opening. And while all this is happening, Mitsuki and Boruto were trying to spy on Amato, the scientist dude, to try to figure out like if he's bad or not. And also to Himawari also is asking for Boruto's help. So they're pretty much trying to find every reason to make Boruto not be there, and same with Mitsuki. And then we got to the next battle, Iwabi versus Wasabi. And honestly, this fight, I like this fight on a character building level, but not as like a fight building level, where it's like this is an interesting battle. We're introduced to pretty much Wasabi's whole family, and and pretty much her clan, her lineage and stuff like that. And the information what we were given is that Wasabi's whole clan is just like fodder. And this pretty much explains why we've never heard about this cat clan, or this cat tribe or whatever. All throughout Naruto, we've never seen any cat characters. And same with Boruto, like we see them, but like they're not relevant. Like, and we know that the cat characters or the cat clan was in Naruto because their grandma is older than like majority of the cast. So obviously this whole lineage have been in the Hidden Leaf for a very long time. So what I liked about this, what I say is like it's really good for like character building. We're pretty much given the information that Wasabi's whole like tribe is just like fodder, and she happens to be the strongest person in the tribe with potential. And pretty much her whole family has like super high hopes in her, and they've been trying to teach her like special techniques and all of this stuff. And also they try to teach her like the forbidden jutsu, quote unquote, which is pretty much like a cat spirit that takes over your body. The only issue with this is that Wasabi feels hella pressured at the fact that her whole family is like putting all of their hopes in her, because Wasabi, like as we've known, like she's a high spirited energetic girl, but when with all this pressure on her, she kind of crumbled, because it's like there's so much expectations on me, like way too much expectations on me, and her grandma is trying to teach her a jutsu that she doesn't even believe works. Like she doesn't believe it works, and she doesn't really believe in herself to follow these expectations and to like, you know, be the carry of the whole clan. So that was pretty much like her given story going into it, which is pretty much the opposite of Wasabi. I mean Iwabi, their names are so similar, where it's I want to be the Hokage, I want to be strong, I want to be awesome, I want to be cool, and you know, I want you to have high expectations of me because I'm going to become Hokage. Kind of like the whole Naruto mindset, you know? So we had two clashing mindsets kind of fighting against each other. And we even had moments of like Wasabi being like, oh, you're really going to be the Hokage, Iwabi? And Iwabi is like, no, don't knock my dreams. You're only saying that because you can't achieve your goals, da 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 da. And like we had a whole battle of just like your mindset and mental state, which is really crucial when it comes to just like a competitive mindset, or like just any kind of mindset when you want to succeed. So this whole battle was just like Iwabi just trying to convince Wasabi that you're literally only limited by your mind. Like, don't doubt yourself, just like go for what you want, and if you believe it, it will happen. Believe and it will happen. You know, it's law of attraction. You want something, attract it by being that person and believing in yourself and believing what you have to believe in. And that's what Iwabi was really trying to tell Wasabi. And Iwabi pretty much just like got angry and created a giant stone statue pretty much, and drained his chakra and fainted. And then Wasabi is like, oh damn. And then after like she what I liked about it was we got to see growth with no combat involved, and that was from Iwabi like fainting from draining his chakra and a stone statue about to fall on his body. And then we had Wasabi pretty much used the forbidden jutsu that her grandma was teaching her, the one that she didn't believe in. She was able to use it and rescue Iwabi, which was really cool because she didn't believe it before, but now she believed in it, and now she's got like a whole new source of inspiration and motivation of like, I want to be the best person I can be, which is very awesome because just 2 minutes ago she was doubting herself, didn't really believe in herself, and now she believes in herself and now has a very OP jutsu. So after that battle, we were introduced to the Sarada versus Chocho battle, and this battle, honestly, going into it, obviously Sarada is gonna win. Like, she has the Sharingan firstly and lastly, like enough said. And Chocho is like a Akamichi clan. They have special abilities, but I feel like they're only strong towards their end game when they unlock the butterfly abilities. But Chocho is talented. Like, she could do the butterfly without the pills, so she's really talented. So like this battle, how I seen it going towards it was like Sarada is gonna try to play a long range type of battle, and pretty much just attack from the air to counter Chocho, and Chocho needs to somehow close the gap to hit her with human boulder or to hit a solid blow on her. But the thing is, Sarada has Sharingan, so it's like, how are you gonna land melee blows? It's like, I could like long range you and stuff like that, but once you get close to me, I have Sharingan and Chidori. The matchup doesn't make sense. Chocho will need extreme speed and power in order to like kind of counter Sarada. And in the battle, it really showed the pretty much the fire of both the characters, where it was like Sarada wasn't trying in the beginning, and like she didn't really showcase her ninja capability. She was kind of holding back because she was facing a friend, and Chocho didn't acknowledge that, and Chocho was going all, well, she wasn't even going all out. She wanted Sarada to go out so they could both go all out. You have to acknowledge each other as like comrades and rivals and these type of things, and that's what Chocho wanted from Sarada. And that's what we got pretty much. And after they both like acknowledge each other, that's when we got the actual battle. And the battle pretty much played out exactly what I explained. Sarada tried to use long range abilities, Chocho tried to close the gap with human boulder and physical techniques, and when they finally went hand to hand combat, it was like Sarada had her Sharingan and stuff like that, so it was like, how are you gonna like win the fight? Because like, you know, Chocho's kind of a tank, she could block stuff. So how would you win the fight? By using Chidori, and Chocho will have to use their butterfly wings. And that's pretty much what we got. We had a clash of both of them using their strongest techniques, and a classic Chidori versus Rasengan clash, and Sarada won. And it was pretty cool how she won. I liked it. It was a very solid battle. Animations were very good. It wasn't the smoothest, but it was very good, like the drawings in general. Art style, very good. Very, very good. And then the last battle now was Tsubaki versus Denki. Honestly, with this battle, I feel like the clear, obvious choice would be Tsubaki. She's a samurai, a skilled samurai from the land of iron or whatever, and she pretty much just looks cool. And then we have Denki, a short kid with glasses that knows a lot of science, not really a combat type. So how would this battle go, would you ask me? Denki pushed the scientific tools to the maximum, literally. It was pretty cool. I really loved how they had him just push the scientific ninja tools to the maximum by creating like an Iron Man type of prototype suit. And with that suit, he was able to combat Tsubaki, who was pretty much a pure melee mid-range sword type of character. And this whole battle was just cool. Like I liked it. Denki was using lightning style, using the lightning to pretty much help him react and move his body by creating electric pulses through the robotic suit. And then he had kind of like a visor where he was able to calculate the trajectory of every attack, which was really awesome as well. And then we had Tsubaki, where it was like, okay, your ninja tools and your scientific ninja tools has this ability, and this ability. Alright, so I just have to somehow counter these things and figure out exactly how you're countering me, and then I'll counterattack. It took her a while to figure all these things out, and Denki actually had her on the ropes by like calculating the moves and dodging everything with the electricity and the robotic suit. But eventually, Tsubaki was able to counter the suit by creating unorthodox movements and pretty much just throwing off the whole suit in general by having multiple attacks on attacks and making it kind of malfunction, because it's hard for a robot to read things that are unorthodox that appear to be one way, but it's hidden because robots analyze things in one way, and if you could hide something behind those things, then the robot won't exactly catch it, if you get what I'm saying. So Tsubaki like pretty much was able to destroy the scientific ninja tool, but in the end, Denki's willpower and practice was able to triumph, because even without his scientific ninja tool, he was able to use his lightning style to attack her and close the distance and get one solid blow on her, which was really awesome. Able to close the whole fight out in one attack, all because Tsubaki underestimated him. So it was really cool that we were able to like see all these characters interact. Even if it was filler episodes, I really liked it. It was really enjoyable. And in the ending, we were given like a teaser, because as you know, like Boruto and Mitsuki were off like investigating Amato because they thought Amato was pretty much like working with other villages selling information about the hidden leaf. So after all that was cleared up and Amato was in the good, like in the clear, Boruto and Mitsuki realized that they missed their whole chunning exams, and they were probably going to fight too. They were going to fight and they missed it. Like everyone was waiting for this, and the writers knew they did this. They know what they're doing. They wanted to tease us with the fight, and they knew that, well, they do know that they can't exactly like ruin the story that much, so they found a clever way to like weave everything in. They found a clever way to make Boruto not advance to a chunning, and Mitsuki, and a clever way to have multiple character interactions and combat abilities and combat situations with characters who we never see. So like after all of that moment and they realized that they missed the exams, Sarada's obviously cheesed. We got to fast forward to nighttime, where Boruto and Mitsuki meet up in the arena, and they're like, yo, Mitsuki fam, we missed our fight, bro. I want to fight you. I feel like it'll be very fun. And Mitsuki is there just smiling, grinning off his face like Boruto. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Let's fight. Sento Kaishi. And then the battle pretty much happens. So all I'm hoping is like on Sunday, the next episode, they really show this battle, because that is epic as hell. If they skip that, bro, that will be the biggest tease ever. There's no way they could put the tip in and just tease us like that. No way. But yeah, that's pretty much like my whole review on the whole chunning exams. Chunning exams part 2. It was really good. I'll honestly give the whole like this little arc I'll probably say like a 7 out of 10, if not like a 6.5, but I'll give it a 7. Definitely a bit better than the previous filler arc that we got, like the whole time traveling arc. It was a bit better. I liked it more, though I did like the time traveling arc a bit more because we were able to see like characters from the past do stuff, and it really hit us with the whole nostalgic factor. But in this one, we were able to like really see characters who we don't really see interact with each other and really fight. So it's like each of these fillers that we're given has some purpose and has some plot. They really like show things that we would never see in the actual story, which is what I love. So I could honestly say that these Boruto fillers aren't that bad. They're not, to be completely honest. They're not terrible. Some of them are bad or like whatever, like meh, just like borderline okay, but like they're not bad. I'm really enjoying Boruto, especially after episode like 130, after the Mujin prison arc, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole review on this whole little arc. And yeah, yo, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope we share similar opinions and the love of Boruto and Naruto. And I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Peace.